Discuss a few things, then we move on. Could you confirm that at paragraph 16 to 24 of your statement, you have explained the issue of your receipt of the 500,000 that you've just explained? Paragraph 16, page
E5.
Yes, page E5. To page E6. You've explained the issue of the sum of E5 to E6. You've explained the issue of the 500,000.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. The same way that Joseph Misati explained, isn't it?
That's true, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, so let me ask you a different question then from which the testimony which you adopted. Let's move on then. What was the money for?
The money, Mr. Speaker, that I got from Mr. Misati was a refund of money that I had given him earlier.
And when did you give him that money?
I gave him the money in October, November 2022.
And so before this Senate, your position is that you are getting a refund of your money?
That's my position, Mr. Speaker.
And you have explained that in your affidavit?
That's what I've explained in my affidavit, Mr. Speaker.
Particularly paragraph 23 to 24, you've explained that it was a refund, isn't it?
That is it, Mr. Speaker.
At paragraph 26, you've explained the owner of the 500,000. Who was the owner of the 500,000?
The owner of the 500,000, Mr. Speaker, is Mr. Joseph Doyle Misati.
It belonged to Mr. Doyle Misati. Did it belong to Denis? Is there any sense in which you could say it belonged to Denis?
I heard about this mention of Denis and this money from this impeachment motion, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Now, did you see any documents to suggest that indeed Denis, this was money from Denis? Did you see any document or paper trail?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. I want us to move at paragraph 24 and 25. You've made reference to the allegation that this story has been taken to EACC. You've seen that? That this allegation of you having received 500,000 or otherwise 800,000 has been reported to EACC. You've seen that?
Yes, I've seen that, Mr. Speaker.
What do you have to say about that allegation? Were you aware of any EACC investigations?
I have not been aware, Mr. Speaker, until this mention in
these proceedings.
Yes.
Okay. And have you been summoned by EACC to account for this alleged 800,000 or 799,000?
No, Mr. Speaker.
You have not been summoned. At paragraph 28, you've discussed 27, paragraph 27. You said that Mr. Joseph Misati came with his 4 sons to your place, isn't it?
Yes.
At whose request was the visit?
The visit was a request by Mr. Misati.
It was a request from Mr. It was not you who summoned them, as Denis said?
No, I did not summon them.
Okay. And in that paragraph 27, you said Denis and these 3 other brothers sat at a distance from you and Mr. Joseph Misati, isn't it?
That's true.
Do you have a rough estimate of how far apart you were?
Mr. Speaker, we are in 2 different houses that could be probably 20, 30 meters apart.
So, different houses and could be between 20 and 30 meters apart.
That's true.
Is there a point at which you were in a congregation of yourself, Joseph Misati, and the 4 sons? Together?
Together, when they entered my home, we sat in the main house, and when they were served with tea, then we moved out.
My question is, when, in the course of the visit, was there a point at which you were all together talking, discussing anything?
No, Mr. Speaker.
No, at no point. And both Mr. Denis Misati and Mr. Joseph Misati confirmed that, isn't it?
That's true.
Okay. Now, I'd like us to move on to paragraph 29 and paragraph 30. What is your answer to the question raised by Denis that this money was a bribe?
Sorry?
at paragraph 29 and 30, Denis Misati says that this money was a bribe. What do you, and later on said it is a facilitation. What do you have to say to that allegation?
Mr. Speaker, the two allegations are a new thing to me. I do not approve of it. I do not accept it.
Did you receive a bribe from either Denis or his father or both of them?
Mr. Speaker, I have not received a bribe from my friend Joseph Misati, nor his son Denis,
Or both of them jointly?
nor both of them, of course, jointly.
Okay. Now,